morning, I am Madhurima Datta, Zoology and Biology educational content creator. Now's content for B.Sc and M.Sc in Zoology Honours, Physiology Honours, Microbiology Honours, Botany Honours, Lifescience and Biotechnology. An exam for CUT PG exam, GATE exam, IIT JAM exam and CSI NET Life Sciences exams. Paper Comparative Anatomy, Unit 1, Endoskeleton of the fishes, and today I will discuss about the endoskeleton of the Labiorhita. Introduction. The bony endoskeleton of labio is completely ossified. The axial skeleton includes skull, vertebral column and ribs, while the appendicular skeleton includes pectoral and pelvic girdles and supporting elements of fins. First, I will discuss about the skull. The cranium housing the brain with paired auditory, optic and olfactory capsules for the respective sense organs, and the visceral skeleton of 7 pairs of arches. Skull is so closely joined to vertebral column that the fish cannot turn its head. First is cranium and sense capsules. Cranium and sense capsules of labio are firmly united together, forming a complicated structure, the detailed description of which is out of scope. First is posterior occipital. The posterior occipital region of skull shows 3 apertures, a small median foramen magnum and 2 large lateral oval fenestrae, which characteristics of the cyprinoid skulls. Next part is exo-occipital. The bones included are a supra-occipital above, basio-occipital below and 2 lateral exo-occipital. A dorsal process of exo-occipital meets that of the other side to enclose the foramen magnum dorsally. Thus, the dorsal boundary of foramen magnum is not formed by supra-occipital, which bears dorsally a median longitudinal and vertical occipital spine. Next part is octic region. The octic region comprises 4 bones of an auditory capsules on either side, protic, epiotic and sphenotic and pterotic. The opisthotic is absent in the adult Rohu. A small bean-like supratemporal bone is present between the pterotic and its posterior process. The 4 bones form a compact inverted cup-like cavity. Next, parietal region. The parietal region includes paired parietal above, parasphenoid below and paired alisphenoid on the sides. Next, orbitosphenoids. The frontal region, which is next, include paired, that is frontals above, parasphenoid below and paired orbitosphenoid on the side. Parietal and frontals form the roof of cranium, while parasphenoid forms the floor. A basisphenoid is lacking. Next, orbits. The orbits lodging the eye during life are somewhat triangular cavities, one on either side. Each orbit is bounded dorsally by frontal, ventrally and mesially by alisphenoid and orbitosphenoid, anteriorly by ectothmoid and posteriorly by sphenotic. Besides, each eye is encircled by a chain of 5 orbital bones, that is supraorbital, postfrontal, postorbital, infraorbital and preorbital. Ethmoidal region. The nasal or ethmoidal region comprises 9 bones of nasal capsules and snout, which paired 4 bones, one on either side, are nasals and ectothemoids and lacrimals. Median single bones are mesentemoid, that is dorsal, rostral, that is anterior, and vomer, that is ventral. First is visceral skeleton. It includes 7 paired arches and corresponding to the dogfish. First is mandibular arch. The first or mandibular arch comprises 2 parts. The upper parts, that is palatoquadrate bar, which is attaches to the cranium and forming the upper jaw, each half of which includes 2 membrane bones, that is premaxilla and maxilla, and 3 replacing bone, that is palatine, metapterygoid and quadrate. The lower part, that is Meckel's cartilage, forms the lower jaw, each half of which includes the three bones, dentary and angular and articular. Articular hinges on quadrate which attaches to the cranium. All the jaw bones lack teeth. Next, hyoid arc. The second or hyoid arc includes the upper suspensorium and including two large bones, that is hyomandibular and symplectic, and the lower hyoid cornu which supports the tongue and floor of the buccal cavity. Investing bones or bony plates supporting the operculum on either side are opercular, preopercular and interopercular and subopercular. Then branchial or gill, which is remaining 5 arches, are called the branchial or gill arches. Each of the 3 to 6 arches bears gill lamella on the outer border and a double row of small spiny gills rackers on the inner pharyngeal border. The 7th arc is reduced on either side into a triangle inferior pharyngeal bearing 3 rows of strong masticating plates or teeth. Next part is pharyngobrachial. That is typically a branchial arcs consist on either side of 4 bones which supporting the pharyngeal wall. These are dorsal pharyngobrachial and lateral epibranchial and ceratobranchial, and ventral hypobranchial, which is connected to a common flat median basibranchial which is lying in the floor of the pharynx. Vertebral column of the Labiorohita. The vertebral column is well ossified and composed of 37 to 38 simple and comparatively similar vertebra. First is trunk vertebra. A typical trunk vertebra consists of a cylinder centrum deeply concave at both ends, that is also called amphicoelus, a small dorsal neural arc around the spinal cord, a slender neural, a spine for muscular attachment pair of short transverse process or parapophysis arising ventrolaterally from centrum, and a pair each of small blunt facets or neural arcs called pre and post zygophysis, by which adjacent vertebra articulate, and these articular facets do not occur in the vertebra of elasmobranchs. Next, ribs are attached by ligaments to parapophysis of trunk vertebra and serve as a protective framework for the body cavity and its content. Caudal vertebra. A typical caudal vertebra basically has the same parts as the trunk vertebra, but there are no ribs. Also, the centrum bears ventrally a humeral arc around the caudal artery and vein and projecting below into a long slender humeral spine. Now the topic has ended. For all video of B.Sc and M.Sc in Life Science and Biotechnology, please subscribe my YouTube channel Biogenesis by Madhurima and follow my Facebook account Madhurima Datta. Thank you everyone.